So, the Super Mario Bros. Wonder game came out, and it's truly wonderful. And most everybody's going crazy for Mario in his elephant form. But when I saw the game, there was another character that caught my eye. It's Mumsie. I absolutely love this little guy, and the moment I saw him, I knew I had to make him into a paper toy for my desk. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how I made him out of a single sheet of paper, and I'm going to be giving you lots of crafting secrets along the way that will dramatically improve your crafting skills when you're making things out of paper. And if you stick around till the end of the video, you can find out exactly how you can get your hands on this free project, and you can build a Mumsie of your very own. So here are all my supplies. First and foremost, when making paper craft, you should start with good paper. And for me, I like to use cardstock. This is 65-pound weight paper, which gives your paper craft really nice build quality. I like to design paper craft that you can cut out with only scissors. Now, what will make or break your paper craft work is the quality of the folds. Really, the folds are actually more important than the scissor cutting. So I like to use a scoring stylus, and if you don't have one of these, you can use a paper clip to do the same thing. But don't worry, I'll show you how this works. And finally, for glue, my current favorite is Elmer's washable school glue with disappearing purple color. So let's get started. I just need to use my inkjet printer to print the Mumsie template onto the paper, which you can get for free at my website, but more on that later. Always separate the project sheet into easy to handle chunks to make your scissor cutting a lot easier. We're not making cookies here. Think of this more like wood carving. We're cutting away pieces of paper to expose your shapes. Let's start with the body of Mumsie. Cut it out on that solid line that surrounds the piece, and you can cut into corners by changing the direction of where you're cutting from, and this makes cutting odd shapes a lot easier. Also, here's a secret to the Mumsie build. See how these lines here extend a little bit? This is your clue that you need to cut these solid lines too. So I'll round off this edge, and then I'll cut on these solid lines. And it's time to fold. And as I said before, folding is super important, and that's why I like to use this scoring stylus. Using your ruler as a guide, you want to use your stylus to press a crease into the paper. And you want to keep good pressure on your ruler and press that stylus into the paper pretty hard. Now, I know not everyone has one of these tools, so if you're in a pinch, you can actually use the rounded edge of a paper clip to do the exact same thing. See? And I like to use these big paper clips so they're easy to hold. Now, when you go to fold the paper, the creases will help get those folds right where you want them. And this will make all your paper craft work look fantastic. You definitely want to make sure that you really folded these dotted lines well before adding any glue. Speaking of glue, these wavy areas here are the glue zones on this project. So let's start with glue zone number 1. I like to use a scrap piece of paper as a little work area so I don't get glue all over my desk. And you can see how great this purple color is. It makes it really easy to see where you've applied it and where you might not have enough of it. So I'm forming Mumsie's body here into a towering boxy shape. Just press these flaps together for a few seconds until that glue secures this piece together. Looking good. Now we can take those top flaps and sort of roll them inside that boxy shape to form Mumsie's rounded head. I love this. So let's find the next glue zone. Here's glue zone 2 and 3, which shows us how the next piece is applied. We need to add these face wraps to Mumsie to give him some fun dimension. So we'll cut those out, add the glue. Oh, got a little messy with the glue, but that's no problem because the purple color disappears when the glue dries. So I'll wrap the wrap, then we'll repeat that for the bottom face wrap. Perfect. Now Mumsie needs his feet. I made this really easy. It's just one piece and it blends into the body shape. But what's important here is that this detail adds some variety to the silhouette of the character, which means making parts and pieces sort of poke off the main shape. It's an easy thing to do, and it makes a big difference when you're making papercraft or inventing papercraft. Okay, now this piece is what really makes Mumsie into Mumsie. It's his tail. And I do have to warn you that this is the trickiest part to make, but it's totally worth the effort. To make this ring, we need to cut out this black center area. This is a really easy thing to do with an X-Acto knife, but I told you I'm gonna make this all with scissors, so let's do that. I'm gonna make a cut into the center of this piece, and then carefully cut out the hole out of the middle, and voila! Now just score this little dotted line here, and refold this piece, then unfold it again and add some glue. Now place the ring into this glue area and fold this all closed. And I just love how this piece looks. It looks even better when you glue it to the backside of Mumsie. But the real question is, what will happen when you pull Mumsie's tail? Don't do it! Are you up for the challenge to build your very own Mumsie? Then download my free PDF template at Kooky Craftables and bring the game world into the real world. But before you do, you have to find out why I will never play Minecraft again. It's a horrific true story and you definitely don't want to miss it.